Alright, YouTube, just a quick reaction video to Gennady Golovkin, new coach Jonathan Banks. It's really a first real look at the partnership, right? You know, we've heard about it. We all know what happened. Gennady Golovkin, Abel, no more, parted ways. Now we have Jonathan Banks. Here we are. And, you know, look, and let me throw out a disclaimer, okay? There's no video in the video. It's me explaining or reacting rather to what I saw. Okay, so just a quick reaction video. Gennady Golovkin, all right, like I said, working the mitts with the new trainer, Jonathan Banks. Now, I've only watched the one video. Okay, I watched this video one time, probably, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes long. You know, I didn't want to rewatch it over and over. I wanted to give my honest first impression, right? Eyes glued. I mean, I was like a hawk watching this. I don't even think I blinked, right? So, okay, look. First thing I want to talk about is the trainer, coach, you know, coach, trainer, whatever, fighter chemistry. Okay, it didn't really seem like, I don't know, they didn't really have like a personal chemistry like Gennady Golovkin and Abel had, but you know, that's probably understandable considering they haven't really known each other that long, they haven't worked together that long, so you know, that I get it, okay? You know, I also noticed Jonathan Banks was using the ring like a boxer, right? I mean, he's on his toes, he's running around, you know, making Gennady Golovkin work, making him work to hit the mitts, okay? I mean, look, we basically forcing Golovkin to use footwork, head movement, you know, using his hips, using kinetic energy, you know, making him work for the punches instead of just like throwing bombs, you know, at a stationary target like Abel Sanchez would do. And I don't want to make this, you know, Abel, you know, versus Jonathan Banks, but I liked it, okay? You know, he was making them work to hit the mitts, okay? Like in a real fight, you know? And that's, you can apply that to an actual fight. And that's what I like. All that fancy mitt work and, like, you know, throwing bombs, it's great. It makes for a good YouTube video, but it doesn't do shit in a ring, okay? You know, and I'm sure you've all seen the video of Triple G and Abel Sanchez working mitts. I mean, like I said, you basically had Abel Sanchez, you know, feet planted, telling Gennady Golovkin to punch as hard as you can until you run out of breath. I mean, basically that, and you know, I don't mean to, you know, simplify it to that degree, but I mean, in fact, I could show you a video right now, maybe later, but you know, I have a lot of video of them hitting mitts, and that's basically what it was. So, you know, this was something completely different, you know, from what we normally see, and to be honest, like I said, I liked it, you know, and it's my first honest reaction. But I didn't see that chemistry. So anyway, I'm about 3 minutes into the video, right? Golovkin's jab was looking really good, crisp, sharp. You know, he's also ducking punches from Banks, you know, throwing the uppercut, setting up body shots, throwing combinations, and, you know, just overall looking really sharp. You know, really sharp, really good. But again, I didn't see that mental part clicking yet, okay? You know, the connection. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's very, very important to have that connection. So, but you know, and I kind of was witnessing Gennady Golovkin kind of transforming into a boxer puncher. Okay, you know, it's like I can almost see the struggle within. Okay, I can see a knockout artist like learning to become, you know, a boxer puncher, basically, almost like Canelo in a way, like Canelo. Okay, you know, Golovkin throwing really fast, crisp, you know, just combinations, ducking the right hand, you know, in the middle of all that, you know, snapping like a quick jab, proper footwork, proper hip placement, elbows tucked, guarding his body, guarding the chin, overall looking really, really good, okay? And look, we also know Gennady Golovkin has a new strength and conditioning coach that, you know, I really want to make a video about next or in the near future. But, you know, I was looking at his breathing because in the Canelo rematch, you know, and we know he was gasping for air like a fish out of water, right? I mean, Triple G was like, I think it was round 2, round 3, his mouth was wide open and, you know, he couldn't breathe. So, you know, I like that. I like that Jonathan Banks was really forcing him to box and to hit the mitts. And, you know, know, his mouth was closed most of the time. It was only like 2 or 3 rounds, but, you know, he was working, right? He was working. And we know Gennady Golovkin typically throws like, 40 something, 50 punches per round. You know, that's his average. And I was counting the punches, and he was like up there with his average, you know. So, you know, he looked good. And, you know, look, I'm in a boxing gym at least probably one day out of the week. I'm either at Plex Gym, or I'm at the Juan Diaz Gym, or I'm at Maine and down in Houston. So I'm always in a boxing gym. So I know what I'm looking for. And I can tell you that Golovkin, he's doing good here. He's looking sharp. So, you know, and I also want to stress, I like the change. You know, I like the change that Gennady Golovkin made. And also, you know, I want to make another video about that to break it down more, like, you know, the actual, you know, technique and things like that. But you know, but we'll get into that later. But also, Golovkin recently interviewed, okay, and he was asked tough questions. And I wish I had the video. I'd put the link in the box below. But basically, you know, he was asked, you know, what do you think about the fans, you know, thinking that you're an asshole, right? You know, that you did Abel dirty, that, you know, just everything, right? I mean, you can even go back to Billy Joe Saunders, you know, I want the belts, all the belts, and then he chases Canelo, you know, all the trash, all the dirt. You know, he finally kind of, I guess, publicly responded to that. So I really want to talk about that, you know, in an upcoming video. So, but we'll get there. But okay, let's get back to it. All right, Jonathan Banks, you know, he was explaining the technique behind the punches during the mitt work, okay? He wasn't just trying to show off Golovkin's power. He also said that, you know, Jonathan Banks, he said, look, I'm used to like Klitschko hitting my mitts, you know, so I can handle Triple G's power, you know, therefore, you know, he feels he can do a better job on the mitts, you know, because Abel, he's a little older, right? You know, nothing against Abel, but he was a little older. And, you know, it almost seemed like Gennady Golovkin would take it easy on Abel, but with this guy here, man, he's putting his mitt like right at his gut and letting Golovkin hit him in the gut with the mitt. And I've done that, and that shit hurts, you know, especially I could imagine with Gennady Golovkin hitting you. So I like that he's got like a big dude in front of him that, you know, he can just let it, you know, really just do what he needs to do, you know. So and look, to be honest, you know, I thought I was going to watch the video and I was going to, you know, just get on here and say a bunch of negative things, you know, but I really don't have anything negative to say. I mean, a couple like minor things, but, you know, I mean, Golovkin's, it was all there. The speed, the power, the focus, the technique, throwing punches and bunches, you know, just all of it was there. So, I mean, again, I thought I was going to, you know, just totally hate this and not like it and get on here and trash Golovkin, but I liked it all. So, now, as far as if there was negative, if there's anything negative, you know, like I said, the chemistry seemed a little bit odd, okay, a little bit awkward in the ring. It almost reminded me of like a substitute teacher, you know, coming to class, teaching some new students or something like that. You know, the real teacher's like on vacation or something. It just seemed a little bit weird, and it felt a little bit weird. I mean, I could tell that Triple G's brother, Max, was like smiling kind of like with this awkward smile, like you can see him to the left of your screen right there. You know, it was a little odd. You know, you could tell they were feeling each other out, and I also don't like how Banks, you know, he's a little bit kind of boring, kind of quiet. You know, I wish he was a little bit more passionate, a little bit more vocal, you know, had a little more enthusiasm, things like that. He's very quiet, very, very reserved. He's an introvert. You know, obviously he's an introvert. So, you know, but whatever, to each his own. You know, maybe Gennady Golovkin likes that, but it seems like Golovkin likes to have fun in the gym. You know, he's kind of loose in there, and Banks is very serious, very quiet. You know, he just wants to work and that's it. So, you know, and that's probably coming from that old school, right? That old school, that Emanuel Stewart, you know, back in the day, right? So, but again, that's how a real boxing gym is. They're not playing music. They're not clowning around. They're in there, they're working, they're sweating. There's no cameras. There's no TV. There's no nothing. It's just you, your trainer, a couple other guys, and you're working. You know, you are there to learn. So I like that. Look, it seemed like with Abel and Golovkin, it was almost like two friends, you know, on a journey together. With these two, you can really feel the student-teacher aspect of the whole thing. You know, you can really feel that type of relationship, and you can tell that Jonathan Banks, you know, appears to be the more dominant of the two, you know, and Triple G, you know, I felt he was kind of dominant, you know, the dominant one over Abel Sanchez. If that makes any kind of sense, I'm really into psychology. So it just seems like, you know, Golovkin has a lot of respect for him. But again, the chemistry, very, very odd. So, hopefully they need to work on that. But, look, on a 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8. Okay. From what I see based on, technique, power, is he growing? Is he becoming better? All of that, I'm going to give it an 8. Right? Like I said, as far as the relationship goes, we're gonna give it like a strong 2, like maybe a 2.5, right? So I think they need to work on that. But yeah, I really, really like what I'm seeing here. I know at first I gave Gennady Golovkin a hard time for what he did. I understand what he did. And the more I think about it, the more I like it, the more I support it. I get it now. I do get it, but I don't like the way he did it. And that will never change unless, new details emerge and Abel Sanchez was like completely like screwing him over or whatever. But other than that, nothing will change the way I feel about that. But it is water under the bridge. It's time to move on. It's a new day. And, I'm excited. We know that Gennady Golovkin is going to beat the brakes off of, what's his name? Who the hell is he fighting? Shit, I can't even remember now. I can't remember because I don't care. Whoever the guy is. Can't remember. Oh, my God. Why am I thinking John? That's the coach. I'm thinking Adams. That's who Charlo is fighting. Rolls. Steve Rolls, right? He's fighting Rolls. Now, we know Gennady Golovkin is going to beat him, but I want to see how he beats him. And also, let me end it here. If you made it this far, they're claiming, and I'll make a video on this too, they're claiming that Canelo is going to lose in devastating fashion. He's going to be devastated. He's in for a shock, and he's going to lose. And from what I see, I kind of believe it. I'm becoming a believer, people, all right? But if you want to watch the video, it's all over YouTube. There's 1,000 videos out there. Honestly, that's why I didn't even want to show the damn video. I could have, but I was like, what's the point in showing the video? Because, it doesn't make any sense to show it because you can just Google it on YouTube like I did or whatever in the search bar, and about 1 million of them popped up. So, anyway, check it out. Like I said, overall, looking good. I'm happy with what I see. And, leave your comment below. Tell me what you think. Watch the video. And, sub to the channel. By the way, I never ask you guys, but I need to hit 10,000 pretty soon. And I'm also covering the Charlo fight next month. So there we go.